Off Limits is the money podcast that blows up stereotypes, showing you that managing money doesn't have to be hard.
We want you to thrive, not only with your money, but in every part of your life.
What you will get out of this podcast is real, relatable, and relevant tips and strategies that you can apply today. Hi, I'm Donald Raymond, and this is
Christine Spiak. We are money coaches, business owners, and colleagues who are passionate about helping you become more of who you are. So if you're ready, join us.
About failing forward too, right, Christine? So
we do. That's something you like to say a lot.
Yeah, you have to walk your way through this. And we talked earlier. You were saying that you gain trust and you gain some of that momentum and some of that willingness to invest and take some of these risks and chances by doing it. Right, you just have to get started. But to do that, you kind of have to accept this idea, at least, of there's a possibility of failure. It's not always going to go perfectly. It's not always going to go as expected. And that's okay, because you learn, you adjust, and we keep going. And that's really the key, right, is that you don't stop. You just make those little adjustments. We've got a quote we like to share, which is make a small change and learn from it. And then you make a larger change, you learn from that, and then you repeat, right? And so the idea being you just keep learning and you just keep going.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you guys are constantly, adjusting budgets and plans. Life happens, right? Yeah. Nothing is perfect. But not only can your money coach help with those, day-to-day changes, but when you work with an advisor, you start with a plan, right? Here's where Sarah is today. Here's where I want to be in 5, 10 years, 15 years out, right? You need those short-term goals, your medium-term goals, and your long-term goals. What do you have to do now to reach all of those and at least annually touch base with that? Like, be honest to yourself, right? And how are you on track to meeting all of those goals, and what do you have to change? Like, your role, and we support a wholly, is, when you pay off a debt, where are you going to reallocate those monies?
Yes.
Not only for yourself today, celebrate those little goals throughout. You have to, right? You need that reward.
You've been watching the show.
Listen, we're on our phones all the time, right? You want that instant gratification. So celebrate a little bit. But then how can you redeploy your resources so you meet those longer term goals now? And, that's a lot of what advisors do, is help you through that behavioral finance part of it. We jokingly say, when you see volatile markets, right, get you off the ledge. And remind you it's really for that long-term goal, right? We can, not that we see through the future, but, we understand the modeling behind it, why your plan was built in a certain way, and just having that reassurance during those uncertain times that it's going to be okay. It's going to work out. We might have to adjust a little bit throughout that journey, but someday you'll get to what I call a work optional lifestyle. Do I want to work or don't?
Nice.
Am I there financially to retire or not? What do I have to do? Is it I work a few more years and then I'm there, or am I going to change my lifestyle? Most people don't like change, right? So they don't necessarily say, yes, I'm going to cut my, lifestyle in half so I don't have to work. But you have to accept one or the other and be responsible. And the earlier you do that, the better. Just like everyone hates the compounding interest on a loan, you will love the compounding nature of investing.
That's it.
But it takes time. It's not timing the market, right? I mean, unless you're some superhuman computer, which is a little freakish, but you're never going to time it perfectly, the bottom or the top, let alone twice, when to get in and when to get out. So it's really to be disciplined over time, and it's the time you are in the market, not necessarily day-to-day looking at, oh my gosh, it's up this much, it's down that much. You'll drive yourself
don't
crazy.
Do that.
Yes.
And that I think is the nature
to get
too.
Crazy. Put that stress on your advisor.
That's
you know
right.
what? Live your life.
You chose this.
There's a couple of things that you said in there that I really want to kind of expand on. And you've said this a couple of times so far. Have your team of people. So Sarah and I have had said a lot. We are in two different lanes, right? She really wants to help you with that work optional lifestyle, which I love that mentality. And then Donald and I really want to help you with the day-to-day managing of your money so you can stretch it, so you can meet those short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. But we're in two different lanes.
That's right.
But helping you get to ultimately where you want to be. And then there's accountants and insurance agents. There's so many different professionals to have on your team to help make you successful in life. So I think that's a really important point to expand on a little bit before we move on. Something else sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I always, when I begin a relationship with a client, I tell them this is a two-way street. Mm-hmm. Just with any other of those teams of your professionals, right? You both have to be in it. You have to like each other. It's a relationship. So, once you get to the point where I'm investing or I'm at that retirement point and I don't know how to get my money from my 401k to live off of it, well, you need to trust, we said, right? That person you're working with, because this is really your livelihood.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Off Limits.
Beyond the podcast, we are money coaches who want to help you.
So if you are looking for help managing your money, use the links in the description below to contact either of us and learn how coaching can help you thrive.
Lastly, please help us to spread the word by subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing our podcast with your friends and family.